Earlier, we told you about how jobs reports reveal an increasing number of factory and manufacturing jobs in the U.S., and a good amount of the sector's growth came from durable goods manufacturing of computer and electronic products, transportation equipment, and fabricated metal products. Welcome back to The Why. I'm Lauren Magarino. This half hour, we're looking into why the number of factory and manufacturing jobs in the U.S. is rising. And the spike can remind you of the post-World War II heyday of manufacturing jobs. In the 1950s, America's Rust Belt was a manufacturing hotspot, but as the years passed, as many of you know, the region saw a decrease in those jobs. And this graph shows the loss between the 50s and the year 2000 in the region. But the area is seeing a rebound. Neil Ashbaugh is the president and CEO of New Century Careers, a Pennsylvania-based nonprofit organization providing manufacturing workplace skills. Now, Neil, you're in the heart of the so-called Rust Belt. How is manufacturing doing in the region these days?
Yeah, thanks, Lauren. We're booming, actually. We've seen a very large increase in the need for the goods and products that we're providing not only to the region but to the world.
I mean, that's incredible, just how you can see the headlines from way back in the day about how it was such a decline and now it's booming. What happened in between that has led to this moment?
Well, we've been experiencing this demand ever since the recession in 2008, and then on through the whole COVID pandemic. We saw a huge surge in the need for medical supplies, and also coupled with the offshoring that was going on over those past several years. We saw the need for supply chains to move back here into the U.S., and thus that impacted the demand and need for manufactured precision metal components.
Yeah, well, let me pull some thread there because you mentioned offshoring. What can the industry do differently this time as we see this uptick and increase to keep jobs from going overseas?
Yeah, I think there's been a big surge in the investment in technologies around robotics and automation, for instance. The adaptation of 3D and additive, and also just a general understanding that not every component will be precise or a high value add is what we call it. So therefore, some products will always have a tendency to migrate to low cost sources. But for the most part, what we're doing here in the U.S. is kind of unique as in investing in the technology. And that technology also is in our people and the upskilling of those workers to make them higher achieving technicians.
I was going to ask, what skills is the manufacturing industry demanding this time around compared to the post-World War II boom? And it seems you're alluding to it if you want to unpack that a bit more.
Yeah, so traditionally you would have thought of the typical skills around the operation of the precision machining equipment. But what we're asking of people is also the adaptation of technology. So for instance, there's more and more around digitization of content, and content training is going on. Also the implementation of a lot of the Industry 4.0 technologies. So what you're seeing now is a technician of today being a very highly skilled, highly educated technician.
What are some of the initiatives your organization is doing to mentor young people that are interested in the industry?
We're kind of unique here. We provide tuition-free pre-apprenticeship programs that roll right into apprenticeship programs. But we're also doing some initiatives around inclusivity. So, for instance, reaching out to neighborhoods in the Pittsburgh region and really targeting and focusing on women and building more women technicians for the manufacturing workspace here in the region. So besides the women in manufacturing, we're also looking to work with returning citizens, individuals getting second chances from incarceration, for instance.
Well, I just have to mention to our viewers who were with us at the top of our show, I'm hearing a through line on basically folks in the manufacturing industry looking for women to fold them into the sector and have them fill those jobs. That's an interesting point that I've heard a couple times now. Well, my bottom line question for you, Neil, is the increase in factory and manufacturing jobs here to stay this time around?
Yeah, I believe it is. I think we as a society and our government have learned a valuable lesson about what kinds of policies work and work for the betterment of the economy of the U.S. And definitely manufacturing is definitely here to stay. You're going to continue to hear about new technologies that are going to be entering the U.S. market first, and therefore those jobs are going to be staying. So I would say for the most part that the job outlook is not only going to be stable, but it's going to be ever increasing across the nation.
Well, Neil Ashbaugh, President and CEO of New Century Careers, thank you for joining us on The Why. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Lauren.